The gathering are the Defense Intelligence and Security, formerly the Chieftaincy of Military Intelligence, prepared for a cleaning exercise that the forces were set to undertake in Nakawa Division, where their headquarters is located. The activity is part of the events organized to mark the 45th anniversary of Tarehe Sita, celebrated annually on 6th February, the day when the National Resistance Movement Army, now the Uganda People's Defense Forces, launched a 5-year protracted war against the Milton Obote government. Among the uniformed personnel in full gear were individuals clad in T-shirts similar to those used in the campaigns of the National Resistance Movement presidential candidate Yoweri Museveni. They were identified as spouses and children of the service personnel. This raised questions about how the forces would engage with communities during the cleaning exercise without being perceived as partisan, and how they would respond to individuals wearing symbols of other political parties. Our job today is cleaning and not an operation. All people, irrespective of the shades of life, are allowed to partake. Serving as Deputy Chief of the Intelligence Services, Brigadier Abdul Rugumayo is a senior ranking officer who may be engaged by the media. Rugumayo deflected questions regarding the UPDF's current position on serving personnel funneling political messages encouraging the public to vote for a particular candidate. Where have you seen them? Where have you seen them? Shortly after Rugumayo's team was dispatched to conduct community service, an officer within the group that proceeded to Nakawa Market announced over a megaphone that among them were their children and wives who would vote for the incumbent on election day. These are yellow supporters. These people were wondering about who you are. They are our wives. We have blood like you, and we also have children. They support the old man with a heart, and you should accord him your support. Recently, several UPDF officers have openly appeared on camera to drum up support for the incumbent. Over the weekend, Captain Edward Isaac Mugalu, dressed in full UPDF fatigue, urged residents of Tima in Nzirobwe sub-county to vote for anyone associated with the bus, the symbol of the NRM party. Vote for me, a man with a heart, on that day. On 15th January and on any other day, vote for anyone with the symbol of the bus, but most importantly, the man with the heart. The following day, the commander of the Fisheries Protection Unit, Lieutenant Colonel Mercy Tukahirwa, addressing fishing communities around Entebbe in Wakiso district, stated that she would return to ask them how the elections had transpired after January 15th. Her appeal for the communities to do the right thing in the elections followed her directive to officers under her command to scale down operations on the lake and return equipment previously impounded by security agencies.
You're here shouting that you should not leave. I will return to ask the residents of Chigungu about the outcome of the elections. You should be foresighted.
A section of traders in Nakawa Market, where the UPDF conducted cleaning activities, expressed displeasure, accusing the force of engaging in open campaigns. Among them was a man who, at first glance, appeared to be an NRM supporter because he wore a yellow T-shirt with Museveni's portrait, yet the back of the T-shirt carried writing supporting the National Unity platform. I am an NUP supporter, but I have put on this yellow color so as not to be beaten out there, which is the case when you are found with red colors. They used to come on the anniversary of Tarehe Sita, but they never used to put on the NRM colors, which they are now doing. Concerns about UPDF involvement in politics stem from constitutional prohibitions. Article 208 states that the Uganda People's Defense Forces shall be non-partisan. The former security minister, now retired Lieutenant General Henry Tumukunde, was arrested and detained for 2 years before being placed under house arrest following remarks he made on radio opposing the removal of the constitutional term limit. Tumukunde's arrest was in an apparent violation of army laws which prohibit serving officers from giving media interviews. The term limits and age limits have since been removed through constitution amendments. In 2021, Tumukunde lost his presidential bid. He is currently campaigning under the NRM banner to return to parliament, this time not as a military officer, unlike before his forced resignation in 2005. The growing boldness of uniformed officers openly engaging in political affairs appears to be gaining momentum each day. It remains to be seen how far it will go and the ramifications thereof. Jackson Onyango, NTV.